Hillary Clinton's claimed the Democratic presidential nomination Tuesday night, pulling off victories in California, New Jersey, New Mexico, and South Dakota. Clinton is set to become the first woman to win a major party's presidential nomination. With only one primary to go in the District of Columbia, Clinton has an insurmountable lead in pledged delegates over her challenger, Bernie Sanders. But Clinton's pledged delegate count falls short of the 2,383 needed, meaning she'll need to rely on the support of unelected superdelegates to officially secure the nomination at next month's convention in Philadelphia. On Tuesday night, Hillary Clinton held a victory rally at the Brooklyn Navy Yard.
Thanks to you, we've reached a milestone. The first time in our nation's history that a woman will be a major party's nominee for Tonight's victory is not about one person. It belongs to generations of women and men who struggled and sacrificed and made this moment possible. In our country, it started right here in New York, a place called Seneca Falls in 1848, when a small but determined group of women and men came together with the idea that women deserved equal rights, and they set it forth in something called the Declaration of Sentiments, and it was the first time in human history that that kind of declaration occurred. So we all owe so much to those who came before, and tonight belongs to all of you.
Hillary Clinton speaking at the Brooklyn Navy Yard last night. On Tuesday, Bernie Sanders recorded 2 victories in Montana and North Dakota, but fell far short in California, where he had heavily campaigned for weeks. With 94% of the votes counted, Clinton is leading by a margin of 56 to 43% in California. It's unclear how Tuesday's results were impacted by the Monday announcement from the AP and NBC that Clinton had already secured enough support of superdelegates to become the party's presumptive nominee. Speaking in Santa Monica after the California polls closed, Senator Sanders vowed to continue his fight all the way to next month's Democratic convention.
Next Tuesday, we continue the fight in the last primary in Washington, D.C. We are going to fight hard to win the primary in Washington, D.C. And then we take our fight for social, economic, racial, and environmental justice to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I am pretty good in arithmetic, and I know that the fight in front of us is a very, very steep fight. But we will continue to fight for every vote and every delegate we can get.
Senator Sanders is laying off more than half of his staff and will meet with President Obama in Washington, D.C. on Thursday. We go now to California, where we are joined by two guests. Dolores Huerta, civil rights activist, co-founder of the United Farm Workers of America with Cesar Chavez, president of the Dolores Huerta Foundation for Community Organizing. She's endorsed Hillary Clinton for president. And we're joined by Norman Solomon, Bernie Sanders delegate to the Democratic National Convention and co-founder of RootsAction.org, the author of many books, including War Made Easy: How Presidents and Pundits Keep Spinning Us to Death. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! Let's go to Dolores Huerta first. Your response to the Hillary Clinton's victory last night, the headline in the New York Times, Clinton claims the Democratic nomination.
Well, I think it's very historic, as Hillary Clinton said herself, that this is a historic moment that we have a woman who is going to be the nominee, a Democratic nominee for the presidency of the United States of America. And I believe that when Hillary gets elected, she will lift the tide for all women throughout the United States, and not only women, but also children, because in her career, Hillary has done very much for children, starting when she passed the first Health Care Act for children, which covered 8 million children. So I am very hopeful. I do believe that she also has the capacity to run against Donald Trump, and it will be a very interesting race to see Mr. Super Macho, Mr. Donald Trump, run against feminist Hillary Clinton with very different values. And I do believe that Hillary Clinton has the values of the majority of the people of the United States of America, and that she will be successful and will gain the presidency of the United States of America.
During last night's victory rally, Hillary Clinton addressed Bernie Sanders' supporters.
Now, I know it never feels good to put your heart into a cause or a candidate you believe in and to come up short. I know that feeling well. But as we look ahead to the battle that awaits, let's remember all that unites us. We all want an economy with more opportunity and less inequality, where Wall Street can never wreck Main Street again. We all want a government that listens to the people, not the power brokers, which means getting unaccountable money out of politics. And we all want a society that is tolerant, inclusive, and fair.
So, Norman Solomon, you're a Bernie Sanders delegate. Clearly, Hillary Clinton offering the olive branch to people like you, to Bernie Sanders supporters. Your response to what happened last night?
Well, I think Hillary Clinton's speech was well-crafted, and Bernie Sanders' speech was transcendent, and that's really symbolic of both campaigns. If we're getting an olive branch now from Hillary Clinton, it's a rather small one, it's a rather brittle one, and it remains to be seen whether there's going to be very much substance. You know, it is a glass ceiling that needs to be shattered. We need equal rights for women as well as men, and we also need equal scrutiny. And when we think about the role that Hillary Clinton has played in terms of advocating for the so-called welfare reform of 1996 that decimated the lives of millions of women economically in this country, when you think of the women in the Middle East and North Africa whose lives have been shattered by the policies advocated and advanced by Hillary Clinton, it's problematic to see her as some sort of advocate and champion for the rights of women or children or any human being. So this is an ongoing challenge, and I think the most important words that we heard last night were three. From Bernie. The struggle continues.
Dolores Huerta, what about that? And what about the movement that Bernie Sanders has ridden over these months, the mass rallies that he has held in your state, California, dwarfs almost anything that Hillary Clinton has seen in the campaign that she's been conducting?
Well, I think that it's wonderful that we have so many people engaged in the rallies that Bernie has had. It's wonderful to see so many young people that are engaged. But I think we're a little short-sighted because we need to understand that the person that we have to beat in November is Donald Trump. Hillary Clinton is not the enemy. She's a very intelligent woman. She will be able to bring to fruition many of the ideas and the philosophy that Bernie Sanders and his supporters have. I have a lot of faith and trust in Hillary Clinton. I've known her. I've traveled with her. I've seen her. I've talked to hundreds of people that she has been involved with and helped. But and so when we keep thinking of the words, we're going to keep fighting, we're going to keep the struggle going. Yes, we do have maybe a long way to go in our democracy in the United States to be able to erase the inequality, to be able to get our labor unions respected again, to get our people of color respected. Yes, and all of the things that, yes, we need to do something about college tuition. But we are going to have a nominee, and that's Hillary Clinton. And at this point, we have to talk about unity, and we have to stop to talk about fighting. We've got to come together because there is somebody that we have to defeat, and that is Donald Trump.
Norman
and I do
Solomon.
believe that at the end of the day, many of the values that Bernie Sanders has are the same values that Hillary Clinton has. And I hope that many of the Bernie Sanders supporters will understand that. And because if we keep this, if the talk keeps going on about we're going to fight, then, you know, this is going to help Donald Trump. It's not going to help anybody but him. And so we really have to be real about what's going on in our country right now.
Do you think, Dolores Huerta, that at this point Bernie Sanders should drop out of the race?
Well, I think that some of the rhetoric that Bernie is using is also, I think, and especially when it comes to the young people that many that he represents, I think he's got to be a leader in this moment. This is what he has to be. Eventually, we know that Hillary is going to be the nominee. How he handles that, and I'm supposing that he's having trouble, dealing with that he's not going to be the candidate of the Democratic Party. We know that he has almost half of the people on the platform committee are Bernie Sanders supporters. And so they will be able to craft the kind of a platform for the Democratic Convention that we all want. We all want social justice. We all want reform. But, let's start working together and stop the fight talk, okay? It's enough already. Let's come together because we've got to win in November and we've got to defeat Donald Trump.